Going live, and we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Angel D. Thank you for being the first one this morning. Shout out to Nature's Motivation. Thank you for being here as well. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra, special, big up, shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the garbage truck driver. Shout out to the construction workers, heavy equipment operators. Shout out to lawyers and doctors. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel. Shout out to whatever your job description is. If I never call it, you don't know. There are too many out there to name, anyways. And if even if I call 100, I probably left somebody out. So shout out to all the good people them who get up and go out every day to get work done, so you can pay your bills and live a decent life. Shout out to all the good-hearted, clean-hearted people who respect others and have, you know, wish good for others as much as you wish good for yourself. You're a good person. Shout out to you. Here we are on Friday morning again. And usually at this time we say, it's the freaking weekend, baby. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. We made it through another week, man. Another one. This week done fast, boy. This week feel like it went Monday, Tuesday, Friday. I don't know if I'm the only one that feel that way, or maybe it's because this whole Christmas thing is upon us, and people are putting up trees and wrapping gifts, and outside is busy because people are doing their last minute shopping and all this other stuff. Shout out to the people who have nobody this Christmas. Shout out to the people who have nobody through this season. This can be a very depressing season for a lot of people. And for those of us who have and have in abundance, it is important to remember those who do not have. Some people simply do not have. They don't have anybody. Them some people have material stuff and still don't have anybody. Right? So them can't go hug up them car. They can't them can't hug up them pretty furnitures. They can't hug up their name brand clothes. They don't have nobody like persons. So if you're surrounded by good people who actually love you, you get to FaceTime, you get calls, you get visits, you can go at anybody yard, go eat a plate of food and enjoy the festivities. Give thanks. Because some people just simply don't have nobody. Listen, not to be too long-winded or nothing, because we want to get into some stuff and we have to finish at 9 a.m. because I have an appointment this morning, right? Some inspection stuff I go on for some insurance and these kind of things. But not to put you too far in my business, but I'm an open book, really. But listen, when I was working in the in the long-term care facilities, see, that's one of the most pitifulest thing for me to see. And it was like when this time of year comes around, for those of you who work in the medical field, you see this all the time. There's a nurse out here who was trying to manipulate the narrative. And she was telling young ladies, she was like, don't care about these men. I work in a healthcare facility, long-term care facility. I see them dying by themselves all the damn time. And they be sad. Listen, tell the truth because we work in there too. So we see too, right? In those facilities, I don't know. It looked like the men get along pretty good to me. They group up and bunch up and go do stuff. So do the women. But at the end of the day, when visits come around, you know, in the facility how they have these little clubs and they go play bingo and then them go do this and the girls gather up and get their hair done or go to the living room area part of the building to go eat and read books and have their little book club, little social club because they try to keep life going as normal as possible. But when the visitations come, that part, and you see who has nobody, especially when the especially when the holiday season comes around, is when you see broken hearts, and you could see it on their face, man. And as staff members, we try to like cheer them up extra. Y'all who work out there, you know what I'm talking about. We try to cheer them up extra, but you can't even cheer them because it, they're down and out and broken. So people are out there right now living with nobody. And it's not because them people dead off, it's because people just have discarded of them. Don't want to remember you, don't think you're important enough to come around to see you. That's why I say, as a parent, may I try to be good to my kids them because I often saw that. I saw kids who only came around as grown people. They only came around to see their dad when it was time to sign those paperwork so they can like collect the check and cash the check, and they go across the street to a grocery store and buy a couple of things for him, put in his room, and they skate with the rest of the money and stuff like that. So yo, I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, remember the people, man, who don't have nobody right now. Remember those who are ill as well, because some people have people, and they have material things, but money can't buy back your health when your health is fading and failing. So remember those too. People are laid up right now sick. Wish they could be a part of this festive part of the year. It's Christmas time. They want to be all up in it too, and they can't. Somebody got a diagnosis. Somebody is laid out. Somebody is not feeling too good. Our own I just remember her last name is Oglesby, but I forgot her first name. When the other morning when she told us that she's been in the hospital for how long now? Because she wake up one morning and just couldn't feel her body from her waist down. I wish I could feel my legs again, is what she said. A wise man once said to me, "You they are ball about shoes." Because I was like, I want some new shoes. I want them kind of shoes there. I'm tired of these no name brand shoes. Them time, I was young and broke. But I used to like shoes, sneakers. Used to wear my brother's shoes because he used to invest money in shoes, but me never do that. But anyhow, me or somebody said, you are cry about shoes. Yeah, you want this shoes and that shoes. Thank God you have foot to put shoes on, because somebody just lost their legs today. Amputation from whatever the situation was. Could have been diabetes, could have been accident, could have been whatever. And it really stuck with me. So I was like, you know what? Let me stop. Let me shut up and stop the damn crying about shoes. I want some shoes when nice. You're lucky you have foot to put shoes on. Somebody just lose them 2 foot just now. See? So yeah, it is with that type of spirit that we exist here this morning, my friend. Very thankful for to be alive and very thankful to be able to look around us and say, damn, blessed in abundance and all is well. Some people think say blessing means say you have material things. So them get a nice car and them say I'm blessed. you know, you know, the person with the old car, in blessed, because film car can take him to where your car can take you to too, right? Now, once we get inside the building, as long as I properly attire myself, nobody never knows. Nobody never care about the old car when we come in and you're a new car, expensive car, right? The car will go at the same place, but we have health and we have strength. Yeah, our mind is good still. People are lose their mind nowadays. All kinds of stuff could reach you in life. I'm in this Christmas season. I'm being very contemplative. Like I told y'all before, I was raised differently. Clarendon, I come from the hills of Clarendon, and our Christmas is very different, or was very different when I was growing up. This is the time where we look into and look at the people in our community, those who have less. You include them even more, and these kind of things. So I come from that cloth. The Christ was in Christmas when I was growing up. Now it's just a commercial holiday and people go shopping and buy a bunch of stuff, and it's who can buy the most whatever and have the most ritziest glitziest tree, very decorated this way and that way, and post that on social media. Look at my tree, how your tree look. I bet it don't look like this tree. So so the Christ in our Christmas, I went, well, I went on talk about religion, talking about Christ and being Christ-like and putting the Christ in Christmas. See? Right. All right. With that said, though, enough preaching this morning. SouFLo, man, go on with the thing, man. That's my other person. I don't know if I have multiple personalities, but that's my other person. All right, SouFLo, enough, no, man. Go on with the thing, now. Arguing with myself. See? Audrey Wright said, preach. Debbie Jervis, Sandra, we send prayers and love for a speedy recovery. Mm-hmm. The last one. Be grateful for the little you have, and you will be blessed with more. That part. Be grateful for the little you have, and you will be blessed with more. Some people just rotted, greedy, and ungrateful, and no matter how much them get, it's never enough. Oh, my blessings not come yet. Me want more. Me more not come yet. And if you look at them, they have a lot more than a lot of other people who are very thankful and feeling very blessed. So remember that. Be very grateful for whatever little you have, and you will be blessed with mountains more. See? Stop your ungratefulness. Anyhow, we're moving forward. Listen, we have a couple of things to talk about this morning. That story yesterday about the shooting of the bursar at the school. I know yesterday I talked about putting up surveillance cameras in every government ran facility, owned facility, so on and so forth. Okay, that was kind of like a solution to the problem. Video cameras don't stop people from shooting people, but it certainly helps to find out who actually did the shooting. That way they can be punished to the fullest extent of the law without us having to guess, right? And we talked about how these cases, murder cases in Jamaica, are not solved to a rate of about 70%, or are beaten in court to a rate of about 70%, no conviction. That wasn't my numbers or me saying that. That was Chief Justice Sykes when he was trying to make his point. So we talked about that yesterday. Today, the case takes a turn. See? And again, I want people to understand this. I am a Jamaican that is very much connected to Jamaica. My whole of my people them still there. So when I speak about it, I don't want nobody come tell me about top or foreign man, car foreign you there. I'm still Jamaican. Foreign is not mine. Them can kick me out tomorrow. Tomorrow they can come and say, hey, yeah, citizenship. Oh yeah, that don't mean nothing. Yeah, oh hey, y'all gotta go. Get out. What will we do if they say get out? What will a lot of you do if they say get out? Cause no foreign, no foreign don't even remember what Jamaica look like, you've been here for so long, you don't throw your stones behind you. You're like, I'm never going back. Please understand that when I do these stories, it's not no me trying to scare anybody about Jamaica, because Jamaica mine. And no matter when it a burn down, pop down, everything, I still go there and I still find joy there. So don't use my video them for any of that. Come, enjoy the stories. It keeps you current as to what's happening on the island, especially those who haven't been in a while. And then we move on, right? But it's just like when you hear bad news every day in America. You're still there, though, don't. You're not running, right? When you hear bad news every day and you're in the UK, I don't see you packing up and saying, I'm leaving. There's so much bad news. So keep the same energy, all right? On top of the foolishness. Anyhow, this story took a wild turn, a turn that I could not have expected. But the place I run weird. So check this out: a bizarre twist in the Bursar's murder. Hopewell, Hanover. The police have confirmed that Hopewell High School principal Byron Grant is in custody in connection with Wednesday's afternoon's shooting death of the school bursar. I have some minty in my cup. I've been up since 2 a.m. I went to the gym this morning. I'm dead tired already. So I try to stay awake and wake up. So I go sip tea a little more often than the other days. This remember I know. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, a school bursar yesterday was killed on school campus, right? As he was leaving the school campus, and the news report said it was by a lone gunman who approached him and shot him multiple times. It also said that the school principal was outside when it happened, and the school principal must have run to save himself and run through some glass and cut up himself and all kind of something. So he was admitted in the hospital with some serious cuts. That's what the report said. Who is this lone gunman? We don't know. This look like a contract hit. We're speculating like they're telling us not to do. We're speculating because it's the natural thing to do. And then the update says the police has confirmed that Hopewell High School principal Baron Grant is in custody in connection with the Wednesday afternoon shooting, death of the school's bursar. Now, Before I go through the whole of this information I have right here, I can tell you what I saw this morning. This is not SouFLoTV TV telling you that this is factual. This is me telling you that what the streets are say and when we see this morning. Remember the situation I told you all about yesterday when I said, I saw one story where the person said a check was written and the check was supposed to be cashed at some banking institution, I believe is in Montego Bay or somewhere. The check was connected to the school. The bursar needed to clear the check in order for the check to cash. When they called and made contact with the bursar said, nah, we didn't put that check out there. That's an illegal check, right? Which means the money never run. So the money never run. Somebody said, I hope that's not what them kill him for because the money never run, because I never say yes and make the thing go through. All right. What I woke up to this morning is this. The school principal and the bursar has a special relationship. Emphasis on special. Take take with and do what thou wilt. Yeah. So the initial report had indicated that Grant smashed through a glass door as he attempted to flee when gunmen were gunning down 35-year-old Jermaine Roberts on the school compound. It was also reported that Grant, the principal, was injured and was taken to a medical institution for treatment. You know, when gunshots start beating, you run. Hey, listen, when gunshots start beating, you hear them think they are wing, zing, zing past you, you run. And there's a plate glass window. Apparently, he ran through that because he might try to get her from gunshot, right? However, on Thursday afternoon, commanding officer for the Hanover Police Division, Superintendent Ian Mowat, confirmed reports from the Observer, shout out to the Observer, sources that there was a bizarre twist in the investigation that Grant had been taken into custody Wednesday night. Wednesday, the shooting happened. Wednesday night, he was taken into custody. Hmm. Wasn't he seriously injured? And the first report said he was seriously injured and at the hospital in serious condition. But then take him into custody. Yes, it is confirmed. Mowat told the Observer. And yes, it is in relation to the case. He also assured. A day earlier, Mowat had appealed to witnesses to come forward to buttress footage captured by closed circuit television cameras on the school on the school compound. hmm According to the Observer, so they have CCTV on the school compound. Okay, right. According to the Observer source, Grant, which is the principal, had been instrumental in the installation of these cameras a few years ago. On Thursday, before news of the principal being taken into custody became public, an emergency board meeting was held to discuss how best to navigate this trauma that is being experienced by this school community. It is tragic, and the entire school family is actually in mourning, and it is taking a toll on them as staff were still on campus while this happened outside. You could see why. So you will understand the trauma that they are going through. Hastings told the Observer. Again, shout out to the Jamaica Observer. The initial report was that the fatal shooting occurred shortly before 4 p.m. on Wednesday as Roberts was about to drive off of the school campus. He reportedly died on the spot. Roberts is originally from St. Mary, and up to Thursday afternoon, efforts by the school to reach his family proved futile. They haven't gotten in touch with his family yet. Wow. I'm sure they know now though, because I saw where somebody said in the comment section, this is my uncle or this is my cousin or something like that. Them say, I hear the story, but I didn't know that it was my family member. So I'm guessing that they probably know now. Jamaica not big enough. Jamaica is pretty small. And when things like this happen, news travels fast, you know? So We have been in dialogue with the regional director of the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Education, and we are all coming together to see all the necessary support that we can give. My immediate concern now is support for the family and the school population. That is what I am working on as we speak, said Hastings. Roberts is the second individual to be murdered at the 17-year-old school. In 2010, a gunman posed as a parent shot dead a 32-year-old New Testament Church of God minister, Kevin Dixon, as he left the compound. Dixon had gone to the school to collect his job confirmation letter to commence teaching. That was 2010. So this is the second murder on that school compound. Well, I don't know what kind of relationship them have. This seems kind of somebody somebody said this situation here looks very fishy, very scaly. One thing we know about media, they try to get their views too. They try to get their engagement too, because that's, if nobody's engaging your content, then so they try. So I'll play on words then. I play on words. The bursar and the school principal had a very special relationship. You know how we stay already. We are Jamaican. What kind of relationship two men have with special? Emphasis on special, quote unquote special relationship. Of course, we're thinking, you want to say it out loud? What man? Of course, we're thinking that a two man where are into each other. Honey, I'm going up to the school to go do a little bit of work in the office. I'll be back. I don't know if any of them married. I don't know what their situation is, and I definitely don't know what the relationship is. Yvonne Wallace, thank you, my dears. Dorothy T and Country Girl, she's doing better. 94 and counting. She didn't want to be there for Christmas. I guess a superficial wouldn't get Audrey right. Very suspicious. But it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. I noticed they've been when them ready to cover up, you see, that's what I don't like about them. They be transparent until a certain point, and then beer cover up start going. Like Fitz Bailey, top cop, who always does the reports. Fitz Bailey came out yesterday and said in the case where the politician whose wife was said to have died of natural causes, autopsy shows she had 3 gunshot fragments inside of her. So therefore, now it's being treated as a murder case, right? And then her husband's gun was confiscated for testing. Okay, but he's not a suspect. And then he came out yesterday to say there's no foul play on the part of the police, or there's no police corruption involved, because they're trying to find out remember I told y'all, I said whoever went there from the moment the first phone call was made, somebody come, my wife dead in the bed, whoever showed up from then to the point where that body hit that place and the news came out that she died of natural causes, everybody involved in that is a part of a cover-up. I don't give a damn what nobody want to tell me. Everybody involved in that is a part of a cover-up. When you're in your profession and you've done it for a while, you see and you know what's going on. Some doctor had to have said she died from natural causes. Some doctor had to have seen her at some point and gave the final autopsy was done. I mean, come on now. Not only that, one police officer said that it's not protocol for one police officer to go to a scene like this. It is not protocol. They're supposed to take somebody with them, a backup. Fitz Bailey came out yesterday and said it's not unusual. It's not protocol, but it's not unusual. and they just you know like painting over this stuff neatly as they go along. Should I say it? No, I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna be careful. We all know the woman was killed though. In this case with this Bursar, I can't say what this is, but I know a murder on school campus. That's quite frightening. Like another thing I saw. Pay attention to the icon for this video this morning. You see the youth them the escape from 7 inmates that escaped. Okay, I'm always giving advice like I'm some expert. I could use some advice too, but hear me out. Jamaica. When I say Jamaica, I mean like our news houses and law enforcement working together. When you have 7 people, 7 dangerous men that escape from lockup, you see, it's supposed to be 7 pictures on the front of every paper. It's supposed to be 7 faces on the news constantly until they start to get caught and rounded up again. Okay, we catch one, so we have 6 more. 6 pictures up. All right, catch two, we have 5 more. 5 pictures up. The first news that broke said 7 men escaped and they showed no pictures. So I said, how are we supposed to help? We probably walk right past them in the street and don't know that them just escaped from lockup and wanted for serious crimes. Okay, the next news broke, follow up, it had 5 pictures. So I said, how do they have 5 pictures when you lock up 7 men? Because see, if you were locked up in the US, right, all your biometrics is in as soon as you get arrested and touch processing, right? But apparently in Jamaica, I don't know if them don't the biometrics as soon as them get locked up. So they didn't have all the pictures of all the people in custody. So them have to go look for picture now and probably ask some family member, you have one picture of Juba? Or you have one picture of Dino? You have one picture because why I'm escaping now, we need the picture for sure the people them what him look like. Like this backward kind of dealing with stuff. Anyways, I think I seen 5 now. But those pictures that are on the front of the icon, those are the guys. And then nobody else is running the pictures. They run the picture one time, vloggers take it and run it, and that's it. How are we gonna find these guys? How are we gonna find these guys? But Irwa, big up to the youth them say frig this. Christmas there. Me I take a look at escape here, man. Me can go. Them gone. And they're gonna have a hard time catching them because Christmas there. The man them is staying free for the Christmas. They might turn themselves in after, I don't know. Christmas and New Year's, you don't want to miss it. See, I tell you, say Christmas and New Year's nice at Jamaica. Man, all our broke out of jail to go enjoy the festivities. The man want to go grand market night and them something there. Drink some goated soup and bun some good ganja and, wind up on 2 girl and something, knowing that a dirt, them are go dirty if them see you out the road, brother. So you better, you better keep a low profile. Here, them in a nearby bushes, Mervyn the Point, Jamaica curse. They escaped into nearby bushes. I know for a fact when you show up to the death scene, you inspect the body head to toe. Then you call homicide. And they call crime scene text before the body is moved. Exactly. Who this I said this? Country girl. Exactly. So here's my theory. Somebody who is well connected flew into a rage. It's a theory, It's a theory. No, nobody said nothing after me. It's a theory. Somebody who is well connected, some kind of argument or something going, or maybe them they want to cash out some insurance policy. I don't know. But they flew into a rage, and let's say it was an argument. It wasn't planned the other way, right? She pick up 3 shot, laid down, and died. The room was messy. Them clean up the room, fix up the place, But in the process of doing that, they call their connections them friend. You know, some have a brethren that working at the police department, high ranking officer, and you call your buddy. You didn't call him. Or from our Jamaican audience in the US military, we say buddy. Your battle buddy is your friend. Me know saying a Jamaica buddy mean man front. And on that me attack. All right? All right. Tune you in. I know somebody just said, well, on where my talk about body? Oh, body dropping at this. Is that right? So I think somebody called them friend and said, yo, boy, I'm just do it. Come out, me need you now. Come over here. Yeah, man, when you come, me show you. And their friend went and saw and was like, holy, what you do? Like, boy, me, I gonna need you to help me. Me, I need you to help me cover this up. And they formulated a plan and they executed the plan and it worked to a certain point. That's what I think. It shouldn't be that damn hard to figure out what happened to that lady. She in our bed with 3 gunshots. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out what happened to her. It wasn't like she was on the other side of Jamaica away from her home and some car pull up side of them and bust off shot and then it wasn't like she was found in some strange place. She was found in her home. Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. But them are gonna complicate it as much as possible, and they're gonna go slow motion with this as much as possible because big man a big man. You understand? Yeah. And so we're dotting I's and crossing T's. Let me ask y'all something. Have you ever seen, have you ever seen any prominent person in Jamaica go to prison for wrongdoing, long sentence? Ever? I could ask you the same question about America, and we could point out a whole lot of people, millionaires, multi-millionaires, billionaire, prison, whole heap of years too. Not in Jamaica. Ask yourself that. This is like asking you, you ever seen a pregnant Chinese woman? You ever seen a Chinese woman pumping gas? And what? You ever seen a Chinese woman twerking when she's at the? Well, nowadays them have them call them flying, come Jamaica, come learn the latest dance and stuff. But I'm telling you, look at Jamaica's history. If you are of a certain persuasion, plus, plus, who will influence in any way and rub elbows with the upper, not one of them kind of people that has ever been tried and convicted of a crime and done time in Jamaica. If that doesn't speak to you, I don't know what does. Either you're just silly enough to think that, well, it's only certain people that do bad things. Neither has their children. Which rich man, prominent man, Pickney, you see doing time? The only youth me see that fits that description, it just happened the other day. And it's the youth from upper Huey that had his girlfriend locked up and burn her up all over her body with the iron and stuff like that. Him is the only person that I see. Live on the air with SouFLo, good morning.
Morning, my SouFLo, respect and manners, mission.
Manners and respect, family.
Yes, my boy. I want to correct you on one thing you just said.
Yes, please.
I mean, this way I said, but to show you how terrible it is. One Jamaican was sent to prison, prominent, J.A.G. Smith, Jag Smith, for the farm worker money. I kind of look older than you, I'm 16, so, but not to correct you, right? That's why I'm correct you. So only one. J.A.G. Smith. J.A.G. Smith. G. Smith. Jag Smith.
G. Smith.
Yes.
All right.
Jag Smith. He got prison for the farm worker money. Well, I want to sit more and say, but I want to more and say, we have a way of doing things in Jamaica to the elite, the upper echelon of the society. And I tell you the truth, I see chicken back and with my poor granny, and I see caviar and my rich grandfather, so I go to Jamaica run. And I tell you the truth, they look for the insurance money, because look up why dead. The man, yeah, I know his wife dead. And I think so if you look back and I look up why dead too. Right? And I don't want to set you up for you to say nothing what I say. Right. So you know, say me, I say what me I say. So
right.
believe me. Some delay with the little youth. Them have to check out something like youth there. Too. Right? Because one woman then never take her passport and she want to go to Canada. And I know the youth, but they don't have fear feeling, they don't have money to pay. We can't get to that. Finally, we can warm her phone. We warm Vibes Cartel phone, we want all them something there. I'm not a fan of Vibes Cartel. We don't like it.
See it.
But he need a fair trial. He need a fair trial.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. It's not about liking him.
The world is watching. You know, so the country come like a peer cuff around the country, so like a bugu yaga way. So flow, me end up what 3 country Africa go by and none of them places are than Jamaica. Nice, me left me door open. Everybody tell them I'm not everybody. But guess what? Me still miss me Jamaica. A Germans many live it cool right now. More and go home. I'm afraid. So keep doing the good work, brethren. Because if all of we migrate and then change the demography in Jamaica to some lighter, less pigmented people, we're going to have some serious problem.
Oh, we will no longer exist after a while, man. It will just be a new place.
Also, I did talk about Republic. They'll talk about Republic and all them stuff. Nothing wrong with that third party. Why not deal with all? But the Republic, with Jamaica going Republic. If we don't settle the Maroon issue before we go to Republic, we will have a civil war. I don't want to paint the wall too black, but associated Jamaica water can study history and political science.
Wait. Say that part again, please. About
if we don't settle the issue with the Maroons and the cockpit country, if we go to a republic system, then the government will override the Maroons and their rights with the trampled because multinational interests are already there waiting for them. And this guy Curry needs to get him act together because I don't think he understands how deep the waters are. You know what I mean? It's serious. Very, very serious.
Yeah.
All 4, Scots Pass, everybody, all the Maroons leaders need to come together and realize that we are all Jamaicans. Most Jamaicans are actually Maroons without even knowing. It's just because the historic. Because remember, it's a trench town and Maroon town.
Right.
No people don't know them things. Ashanti town, Ashanti. We talk about Ghana people. So the connection between Jamaica and Ghana. See, look here, me and Trump use the word shithole country. And it took me a long time to admit it. Yes, we have some shithole leaders.
But
right?
Yeah.
And I love my shithole country, but I'm prepared to turn the sewer toilet into a sophisticated toilet where we can flush it with a remote control if necessary. But that's the difference. That's the difference. Shit smells stink everywhere in the world, slow flow. But some people are so sophisticated with dealing with their fecalian or their defecation that they don't even smell it. And the upper echelon of Jamaica know if we do it, but right now the people get smart. And if you have fool people for 60 odd years, there must be some dumbass your country in another 60 years. China plan for Jamaica, 1,000-year plan, and we are only independent for 60 odd years. And we are even independent, so-called independent. But bear in mind, those contracts that we signed with China, I would like to see copies of them in English. It should be made public in Jamaica. That will people know how much your great-great-grandparents them have to pay until 2040 years before we can pay off China and all something. We need to know. We must know how deep we are in the shit. Is it at our knee or is it over our nose? I'm looking at let me leave the space here, sir.
All right.
My heart full and there's so much topic. You know, say last time I called just hit around because of a very hot topic, but this time I just pour in heart.
Right.
Jano. But we give the good work and big up all your listeners, you know what I mean?
Manners and respect to you.
Love each other more as Jamaicans and break each other and stop up on TikTok and things and start tearing down. Just donation and do it like how we do. It's terrible, Bridget.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself. One love to you.
One love.
Larry.
Man say I'm heart full. I'm have to talk, I'm heart full. The person who he was speaking about is true, but it's a dark-skinned black man. But it is true. Taking corruption to another level. You can go look up this article. You can find it in the Jamaica Observer, and it's titled "Taking Corruption to Another Level." August 2nd of 2020, they reprinted it, and it says the present wave of corruption in public offices unprecedented in modern Jamaica. However, corruption is not new to the Jamaica Labour Party, the JLP. The party boasts a well-established tradition of corrupt behavior. As Jay went there, I said to that try set up something. The party boasts a well-established tradition of corrupt behavior, as well as I can't believe that actually the Jamaica Observer writes something like this. Corruption is no stranger to the JLP. However, corruption is not new to the JLP. It says the party boasts a well-established tradition of corrupt behavior, as JLP Minister of Government have presided over one-ton robbery of the public purse, and some of them have been convicted and sentenced to serve time in prison. In the 50s, former JLP Minister of Education Josie Malcolm was sentenced to 12 months at hard labor for defrauding his constituents. Malcolm's successor in the Ministry of Education, L.L. Simmons, was next. He was sentenced in July of 54 to breaches of Social Security Act and sentenced to 15 months. I'm not talking about no 15 months and 12 months and all that still. Those are short times, right? I ain't talking about no 6 months, 12 months and all that. But yeah, this is how far back we would have to go back to the 50s to find somebody who was prominent that actually did some time and was held accountable. In the 60s, the former Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Arthur Burt, may well have been the third to face the courts, and he was sentenced for his role in the corrupt handling of the school building program. 67 to 71, that was financed by the World Bank. A report from the Commission of Inquiry established a probe. The matter stated that although suggestions of a grave character were made before the commission involving Dr. Burt, he fled the island to so Rodway, Dr. Burt Rodway left Jamaica to avoid appearing before the commission and facing criminal charges. And then the one he just told us about, February 1990, Jag Smith, who is the former JLP Minister of Labor. So wait there, the JLP party, any let me not say, because somebody I gonna try to talk about how me pick side and whatever. Anyhow, in February of 1990, Jag Smith, who he just told us about, former JLP Minister of Labor, he was charged with receiving 70,000 US dollars deemed by the Director of Public Prosecutions to have been unlawfully obtained from farm workers' savings. He was charged with conspiracy to defraud. He was found guilty. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison at hard labor. One would have thought that the JLP would want to break with this tradition of corruption. The listening to Prime Minister Holness' lofty pronouncement of integrity at his swearing in, many Jamaicans expected honesty and transparency from the new government. Instead, what they have experienced under this administration has taken corruption to another level. Wow. Wow. No, man. I'm highly surprised because I have never seen any of the major news entities out of Jamaica say anything bad about the people who are in power. Right? They would say stuff good about both sides, JLP and PNP, and sometimes you can tell sometimes what publication is leaning towards what side. You can sense the bias in there, the way how it is presented, the choice of words. But this right here, former JLP. Yo, I'm gonna read this for yourself because I'm not reading all of this. It's super long, but it's a good read. And it will put you up on. See, that's why it's good to bridge the gap. That's why it's good to talk to those who are generations ahead of us. If he's in his 60s, he's in my mom age group. But we need to bridge the gap, right? So my generation can talk to the generation before me, and so I can talk to the generation after me, and so on and so forth. So we stay in unison of knowing what's going on. Cause somehow we lost. See it? Taking corruption to another level is the name of the article. And it is printed in the Jamaica Observer. It was printed Monday, December 8th. No, it was printed August 2nd of 2020. Right. taking corruption to another level. Shout out to K. Churchill Nita. K. Churchill Nita, boy, so coming like say you is a PMP kind of person. Because you should really mention Andrew Holness. That line took me out. One would have thought, let me just go back over that line. Let me not beat this to death because I got other stuff to talk about. One would have thought that the JLP would want to break with this tradition of corruption, and listening to Prime Minister Andrew Holness' lofty pronouncements of integrity at his swearing in, many Jamaicans expected honesty and transparency from the new government. But instead, what we have experienced is an administration that has taken corruption to another level. Wow. I bet you don't work for them no more. I bet you won't write the next article. Well, I have to write this down in case it lose, in case my computer like fling it to it. Cause me want to read this myself the whole night. We might have to talk about this on another day. Taking corruption to another level. Jamaica Observer. Ah, don't mind me. I find this comical because, like I said before, I pay close attention to what's going on. And at one point, I actually thought to myself, like, you can really see that the media houses in Jamaica are controlled to a certain extent. Like, they're told what to say, of course, which media house isn't, but they are biased as well, heavily biased to one side or one party or the other. So for me to see this, basically what she's saying in this article is the administration, the Andrew Holness administration, is severely corrupted. And that's all people have been getting. We've been witnessing a whole lot of corruption. But who the hell was brave enough to write this and then Observer actually print it? I think one got away from them. Wherever she's at, be sure the Mahal and pull her right now. Anyhow, there's a couple of cases right here that I want to put before you because we covered these stories and we're coming down to the end of the year. Look forward to us doing a top stories for 2023. Some of the top stories for 2023. We're gonna do that towards the right before we bring in the new year. So to close out the year, right? Right. These cases though that I'm about to tell you about right here, we spoke about before. Listen to this. Court seeking complainant in St. James pastor's rape case. I covered this before. It was a pastor and a young lady went to the pastor to go talk about problems and alleged that the pastor raped her. It was all over the news. We covered it. We covered how protected the pastor was. Fast forward to now, when the case is called up and it's supposed to be before the courts. Watch this. The St. James Circuit Court has set January 19th of 2024 as the next hearing date for the trial of Jason Rose, the St. James-based pastor who is accused of raping a teenage girl in 2021, and his co-defendant, in order for authorities to locate the complainant. While few details were, I don't, that's a misprint, but I'll clear it up for you. While few details are available regarding Monday's latest upgrade into the in-camera case, it is understood that the court was advised that the complainant currently cannot be found. So what we have is a teenage girl, young teen, went and told her mom, I got raped. Pastor raped me. They went and made a complaint first, right? Something happened along the way where the mom started coercing the daughter to say, take back what you did say. Say a lie, me did I tell. It never really happened. The money exchange hands or she was intimidated by somebody, the little girl refused to change her story. That little girl is missing and the case cannot go forward. Live through Erica TV, I appreciate you so much. Live through Erica TV says, good morning, SouFlo. I just want to wish you and your family a blessed Christmas. I'm not sure you do it, but I do. Not the right day, but morning thoughts. Family, blessed love. One love to you all in the back of the class these days. Life. We appreciate you, Erica, and I wish you the same to you and your family as well. All right? I can't go buy and pick them something nice now. Come broke, in our real life. So, watch this. Watch this. Follow this story. I want pasta, I know. Now, while few details were available regarding Monday's latest update into the in-camera case, it is understood that the court was advised that the complainant currently cannot be found. They haven't been able to find this little girl for a long time now. It had previously been indicated that she was in state care, but they've checked state care and she's not there. Rose, his wife, and Kemi Rose, Rose the pastor, his wife, Kemi Rose, and the complainant's mother, who will not be named to protect the complainant's identity, they were subsequently given a new court date, January 19th, and they had their bails extended. Why would the mother of the child be arrested, charged, and is now out on bail alongside the pastor and his wife? You see? And by the way, Jamaica Fire Brigade Assistant Commissioner caught up in the same thing with some little child and just pleaded guilty to lesser charges. But we're gonna talk about that in a minute. So let's get back to this. Monday was so the date's been set. Monday was previously set as the hearing date in the trio's case when they last appeared in court in May. In addition to Jason Rose's rape charge, the three defendants are all charged with attempting to pervert the course of justice. Why? Listen, they don't just drop a charge on you, okay? There has to be a substantial finding in order for this charge to be brought forth. How was she perverse in the course of justice or attempting to? She was trying to get her little daughter to walk back the story and take it back and say it's lies she was telling. Now, I don't know, but put yourself in a victim's shoes. As a little girl, a young teenager, you went to the most trusting person that you thought was the most trusting person, because this is a man of God, right? This is pastor, right? And if anybody you should be able to tell your problems to and receive some kind of positive feedback should be pastor, right? Now imagine you go there and pastor rape you, forcibly take something from you that cannot be returned to you, violated your physical person, your body, and you went and told the next person who you thought would be all in it for you is your mother. Mother, pastor, and pastor wife link up, and now you're being told, take back your story. Tell them say a lie you did a tell. Tell them say it never happened so. And imagine the strength it takes for that friggin' little girl to say, no, me not take back my story. It happened to me. You raped me for real. Do you know how much strength that takes? Do you know how much strength that takes? Karen Notice says, why those Jamaican men love young girls and men too. It ain't nothing about no Jamaican men. Some big, broad back Jamaican woman doing the same thing. There was a video out recently where the woman was talking about the child that she is dealing with. And I think he's like 15 or 14. And she has said something about him soon turn legal age, man. And she has said, me a fuck him. I'm in a business. Police know me, you know. And if they want to come lock me up, then can come lock me up. And the boy full of stamina, but he body not fully grow yet and he's something. But when time that done and she's just saying everything, and I'm watching it, and I was like, the comment section. I'm watching the comment section, and I'm watching Jamaican women laugh. So I was like, what the fuck? What is funny about this? Because if there was the other way around and that was I said, change places. Imagine that's a big old Jamaican man. I'm not talking about no young somebody neither. You know, that woman here, back broad like any linebacker out of the NFL. She look like she about in her 40s or go 50s. See? And she talk about a young teenage boy and what she had to do him and all this. And him arms always a runner from the mother house, man. Cause I'm not like them with them whole heap of rules and regulation and something. Now, yes, me put him up. Yes, me keep him. And police come take him from my house already and can't go back to him yard. But anytime him come, me now run him. A whole heap of them woman here. Whole heap of them doing exactly what them always jump and said. The men, and the young girls. Yeah, the woman them too. And the young boy them too. And not only that, the dynamics that we are used to is not that dynamics really are going, my friend. Check it. It's the man them and the boy and the girl them. It's the woman them and the boy and the girl them. I ain't gonna say much or nothing, but I was just telling wife about this. May I watch something, some videos escape out of Jamaica. People post everything. I'm a weird person, so I go weird places and I see weird things. No I'm going into too much explanation, but the woman take out something, a strap on, where big boat like me, the whole of me, honey, so to down so, and she strap it on. See, morning Elaine Brog, she strap it on, and she ready up a girl and set her up. And when she got, the girl didn't say, oh, nothing. She start beat her with it now. Bah, bah, bah. No reaction. She start talk about the girl on camera to the girl. Jesus Christ, and who go in there so then I saw you're something stretch out and big, but man can't do nothing for you. You're a young girl and I saw for you Sintington already. And and on tape she's talking about how she fly into Jamaica and so she go in, come in with our trinkets. And poverty is a hell of a thing sometimes. When you have poverty plus nobody to protect you, people take all kind of advantage of you because the predators are all around. You know what I'm saying? Who for mommy gone foreign or daddy gone foreign, and them know say your main protector not know where you live with. Granny old man, she can't do nothing. One day. So the predators are always around, and it's not just men. And we have to get that man something there out of our mind because we're letting a lot of these women slide that are friggin' predators as well. How you think Pastor Wife catch up in this? Hmm? How you think Pastor Wife catch up in this? There's another one. And it was a police officer, a prominent police officer, and femme wife. And one girl who them meet at one party one night and decide to carry the girl home with them and end up drug her, took her home, did their threesome something, went to court and said, well, it did happen. Yes, it did. That is our lifestyle though. But now that it's out in the public, we had a threesome. And she was a willing participant of it. The girl I said, no, I wasn't. Y'all gave me something to drink, and I don't remember what the rest happened. I remember blacking in and out. That was her original complaint. I remember blacking in and out, in and out, in and out. And sometimes I woke up and he was on top of me, and sometimes I woke up and she was doing stuff to me, and sometimes I woke up and he was back on top of me, and sometimes she was her again. And then eventually, when I finally started coming around and coming out of it, she tell our story. That case went nowhere. You know why? Because by the time the case get called up, the girl issued a statement that said, I don't want nothing to do with this. I don't want nothing to do with the people involved in this. I don't want nothing. I'm not pressing no charges. I'm not nothing. I just want to get on with my life. I said she got spooked. I don't know if them send gunman go check her or them do what them do, but she got spooked. And it was based on those that this year, 2023, that cop and his woman were cleared of those charges. So it happens. And it happens with the woman them too as much as the man them too. There's a friggin' not just Jamaica. There's a right now, on my phone. There's a woman. Um she got famous like 2 years ago. And guess what? It's a black woman. And she's them just find out that she a molester pick me at school too. And now she's on serious charges as well. So yeah, it ain't always just the men, but in this particular case, I'm covering this case again because we covered it before when it initially happened because it was a pastor. I don't know if you remember those of you who've been here long enough. Yo, man, I'm telling you, stop. Stop putting your trust in these people who they're humans. They're humans. And I know we're conditioned, especially throughout the diaspora, Caribbean people, especially those that come from Christianity background. The holiest person is the pastor. And then those who are involved in the church and all this, right? And those a holy pa violation go on. Holy pa violation go on. See? I want you to remember that predators put themselves in positions where they're able to do these things and get away with them. Because you're going to trust me because I'm pastor. You're going to trust me because I'm the police. You're going to trust me because I'm a politician. I'm a prominent person in society. You're going to trust me. Let's take this call real quick. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, SouFLo.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
Too much of your time.
All right. Talk to me.
Yeah, but I'm currently in court. I'm married to a pastor, and a lot of disgusting things go on in church.
Why you sound so low? I heard I'm currently in court. I'm married to a doctor.
No, a pastor.
You're married to a pastor, and you're currently in court.
Yes. So what I'm saying is a lot of these disgusting things and behaviors go on in the church, and a lot of these members, they cover for the pastor, they know about the behaviors, and there are so many little girls, little boys who are victims of these pastors' behavior, and
absolutely,
they keep it just under the rug.
Absolutely.
And I went through a situation, story soon surface, but it's a pastor that's well known in Jamaica, and
you were married to him?
Yes. Yes, and I had to escape the marriage because there's so many things that I uncovered about him.
Oh wow!
And I didn't want to get mixed up with what he was involved with and doing. And it's a whole one bugger story. But just to say that there's a lot of pastors out there that needs to be exposed, and they need to investigate a lot of these that are well known and famous because they have some dirty tendencies.
Yep.
And that's all I'm going to say for now.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you. And you said the story will soon break out, so I guess I'll soon catch it.
Right.
All right. Yeah, we do this just to raise awareness because some other people still, so they still believe that pastor is the most holiest person and church is the best place to be. This is why this little young girl got caught up in something like this. It says that Kemi Rose and the girl's mother, Kemi Rose is the daughter, is the wife of the pastor. Her and the girl's mother were also charged with breaching the Child Care and Protection Act because both of them was working on the little girl to take back our story to save the man. However, there have been few additional details released in regards to the in-camera matter since the three defendants had their case transferred from St. James Parish Court to the St. James Circuit Court on September 27th of 2021. And in this case, against Jason Rose, the pastor, on May 28th of 2021, the complainant, who was 15 years old at the time, a 15-year-old girl, reported that she had been raped by the pastor on his church compound where she had gone to use the facility's internet for an educational project. Bring the story back. So, anybody remember 2021? Weren't we going through the pandemic? Right. So she went to the church, because the church have internet, right? Pastor said, come, because we can't have you falling behind in school. Send your daughter, Sister Mary. Send your daughter. We have internet at the church. Yeah, yes, man, and we have enough where they can space out, that's a 6 feet apart and keep them safe and stuff. I have snacks for them and all these things up at the church. They'll be quite all right, and I'll look over them until she one end up there and she talk. So he raped her, and you see how the media puts it on the church compound. I remember the original story. Him raped the girl in at the church. That was her complaint. The little girl said she got raped in the church. Imagine the psychological effect of that. Hmm? Isn't this where I was supposed to come to be saved? Isn't this where I was supposed to come if all things are falling apart? And this is where I came and got raped in at the church. I'm going off of her complaint. In regards to Kemi Rose, pastor's wife and the complainant's mother, it is alleged that on June 10th, 2021, the victim and her mother visited the offices of the Jamaica State Constabulary Force Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offices and Offenses and Child Abuse. They put offices, offenses and child abuse, to give a statement. So she carried her daughter and did the right thing, right at the right time. It happened on May 28th, right? And on June 10th, when she told her mom went right there to the police, told to give a statement about the initial rape accusation against the pastor. While being interviewed, the complainant reportedly explained that she was being forced. So her mom took her to this place, sexual Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse. Mom took her there to tell them, say, I was lying. Now, while our mother Cara go there enough to tell the people them, say, tell them, say, you did a lie. Tell them, say, what you tell them before was a lie. While she was being interviewed, the complainant reportedly explained to the police that she was being forced to give a second statement by her mother, the accused pastor, and the pastor's wife in order to get this case dropped. The complainant's mother was then arrested on that same day, and Kemi Rose was arrested. Pastor wife was arrested the following day. And Jason Rose, the pastor, he first appeared before the St. James Court on June 14th of 2021, where he was offered bail in the sum of $300,000 on the rape charge. However, he was remanded 2 days later on June 16th in relation to additional charges of perversing the course of justice, because they were trying to get the girl to change her story, which the women were also charged alongside him with. All of them were denied bail at the time regarding the perversion of the justice of part, out of the concern that they would interfere with the complainant, the 15-year-old. So a gag order was also imposed on the court by presiding Judge Sasha Ashley concerning the case's details. Nobody wants to go talk about it outside to media or whatever. After the trio made their appearance in the courts, October 6th of 2021, a similar restriction regarding decisions on the case was issued in order to protect the complainant, the 15-year-old, who was said to be in state care at the time. The restriction was imposed during the defendant's second appearance in court on October 12th that year. Every time they go to court, now, date set, trial supposed to begin, that child cannot be found. And if you notice, she's getting older, right? Because this happened in 2021 and she was 15. 2022, she'll be 16. 2023, she'll be 17. Still can't find her. 2024, she'll be 18. May I wonder if she even still alive? Hey, JCF, I'm gonna get on this because highly suspicious. And like I said, the other breaking news is the Fire Brigade Assistant Commissioner pleads guilty, and he is to be sentenced sometime next year. You hope they didn't sacrifice her. You know, you ever seen them street kids in Jamaica? You picnic them with runway and live a road. You ever seen them? I hope so too. I hope they didn't do anything to her. I just found it weird that they can't find her and she's a child. And they said she's supposed to be in state care and them check the state care and she's not there. But nobody is making a big deal about it. Like, this is a child then who's, well, you can't do that. I was gonna say this is a child then whose face is supposed to be everywhere. Have you seen this child? But they said they're protecting her identity, which is gonna make it hard to look for her or to get the public's assistance in trying to find or locate her. She might be in some community somewhere. I walk past people every day. Nobody ain't gonna be able to find her because nobody's gonna know that she's missing and she's the girl that's involved in this case. What a mother. What a mother. And while we're at it, this ain't nothing new. A lot of Jamaican women are known for doing this. They pawn off their little daughter on grown men for things. Whether it's a man she bringing at the house and she catch the man pan top her daughter, she go on like she never see it. And then when the daughter cried to her, she said, well, your daddy gone and left we. A 4 hours me have. A Derek I pay the bills them. So I guess that means if him want, you gotta lay down with him too. It happens way more than you think. Way more than you think. Big man pass. Car trunk full of groceries and thing. Woman shub out her daughter. Y'all don't remember? Y'all don't remember the video? See, I've been on YouTube for a while, right? And back then we were able to show these videos. So one of my videos them have it, but what YouTube is doing now is every now and then we get a new notification from YouTube that says we have privatized one of your videos or we have age restricted one of your videos. And I look at the year and I'm like, man, I don't even remember what video that is. If you don't notice, I've probably done like 4,000 and something videos already on YouTube. See? But let me walk you back. Because that one that did come out. This was a pastor who started with a mother, and the mother had daughters. She had 3 daughters. Pastor, mother have 3 daughters and no man. Pastor, remember, I know him start with mummy first, you know. And him and she, a married man too, you know, a pastor, you know. And she and him and mummy do a thing on the side. The man said she get too old for him. Him draw for our oldest daughter. Him start deal with the oldest daughter. The mother said, go on with him. The oldest daughter take up the work. How do I know? Because that was the oldest daughter's confession. The oldest daughter said the mother get tired of him and start send she. So when the mother used to say, go down and so on, so go pick up some grocery and stuff, she already knew what she was going down there to do. The sister also said that when she got a little bit older, him start request her little sister. And she sent her little sister. Don't take my word for it. Police catch them. Broad daylight, under a mango tree, the car shake and the window them fog up. Pastor was an older guy too. Probably looked like he looked like somebody that was in his 60s, but he probably might have been younger. I don't know. But him have that look that like a 60-something-year-old. He even look older than a 60-something-year-old. But that's how it went. So him run through the whole family from mother to daughter to the next daughter. And they were trying to send the youngest daughter. The youngest daughter said, me nah go. So she alone, him never catch. But he caught the mom, her first daughter, and her younger daughter after that. And he specifically said, she'll get too old now, so send me the next one. And when the police catch him, there was lots of groceries bagged up, like him just go grocery shopping in the car. They caught them in a compromising position. He was naked from the waist down. So was the little girl. So, and this a pastor. Remember the one where the pastor was there and getting back rub? Him gone to prison. This one gone to prison. Um, Getting his back rub. Why? One of them in front time bend over him and do him thing. One next one I rub him back. Like, y'all be careful out there, man. Because the whole wolf in sheep clothing thing is very real. We saw the video. They videoed him. This was pastor standing near a panabacas. Him have one young girl, let me know. Have one panabacas and the next one him a tell for rub him big hairy back. And the man they have some big old grey hair pan all him back and the girl rub him back and them a video them. Poverty is a hell of a thing. But poverty mixed with somebody, nobody there to care for you, look out for you, lay down rules, laws, and regulations and restrictions for your safety, you get frig because the predators are everywhere. Last one for the morning, Assistant Commissioner of Jamaica Fire Brigade, JFB, Floyd McLean, has pled guilty to charges of indecent assault in the St. James Parish Court on Thursday. From what I've been told, his connections save him, so he got to plead to lesser charges. McLean was originally charged with attempted rape and sexual touching of a child, but he ended up pleading guilty to lesser charges. He is to be sentenced February 9th of 2024. The assistant commissioner is accused of sexually molesting a 14-year-old girl who was volunteering at the Montego Bay Fire Department. McLean was arrested August following a probe by detectives from the Center of the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse into the incident, which reportedly occurred in July. It was reported that after the alleged incident, the child told a family member who got the police involved. McLean first joined the service in 1990 and was a decorated member of the JFB, and he was in charge of the JFB's Region 4 division. So the headline says today, Assistant Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Floyd McLean, has pled guilty to lesser charges. Them put him face up here. So since them put him face up here, since they put his face up here, and I always say, yo, these are people that they should actually put their friggin' face out there because other victims probably out there. When you see them try them stuff here, I know one somebody them try it with, them try it with others. So you need to empower these victims by showing these people so the victim can say, yo, I saw that what did rape me too, Me I got talk. Because Susie talk and look there, he get exposed. So me I talk too. But if you never show the face, then half of the victims never even know that their person who did that to them is being prosecuted. So same face there. Because the matter is done. Big, big, tough man. What you want with people 14-year-old daughter? You should be, I won't even say what you should be. I think you know what I'm going to say you should be. But yeah. To serve all those years, risk it all. And the sad part is, this man will probably be allowed to resign. Not fired and disgraced, but allowed to resign. Let me follow this up and I'll tell y'all what the punishment is going to be and what it entails. Ride off into the sunset with a fat pension. Big, tough, dirty man them. Anyhow, man, hear what? If children are around you, they're your children too. All right? And especially in this holiday season, let me close this out with some conscious talk. This is a time of the year when you see family members get together like never before. So houses are filled with people. My grandparents not alive anymore, but when they were, their house would be filled with people. Aunties and uncles and cousins and people who them bring with them and people you haven't seen in how many years. Cause this I wanna fly in from foreign and that the one that come down from town and that, now is the time to pay friggin' close attention to the picnic them. Yeah, cause Uncle so and so is a Ross pervert. Auntie so and so is a Ross pervert. One of them in there is into something. So pay attention to the children them. Nobody with the picnic them go around there so. Come on, move. Go. Kids go that way. Yeah, pay attention to the children them. Because you know how predators go. They take the opportunity when it presents itself. And now is a perfect time. Just like how in the pandemic it was a perfect time. Because the picnic them couldn't go to school 8 hours of the day and escape. One man was caught on camera raping a little girl as she was doing her educational stuff. Her class would go to break. They would put their cameras on freeze and go to break, and she purposely left her camera on, and her class was watching it, and so was I. And I was like this, because I did a live broadcast, and I was like, whoa, what? The poor little kids in the class were like, Miss, watch out for the kids, them. All right? And keep the Christ in at the Christmas. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it conscious always. Big up on yourself. Walk good. And if I don't see you before Christmas, so now have a Merry Christmas here, but I'll see you before that then. All right? One love. I'm out. Peace.